This tutorial provides a brief overview of the Spectrum Software's home page. The home page is the main page that you'll use to navigate to the different parts of the software. For example, if you need to add or edit information about a property, or enter a tick or change information about a tick, you'll navigate there from the home page. You'll always return to the home page when you're done with the different forms. The home page is comprised primarily of 3 grids. At the top of the page is the property grid. This grid will show all the properties that are part of the current report file. In this example, there are 2 properties loaded in the Acme management file. This is the report file that actually gets sent to Spectrum when you're completed with your data entry. Moore Park Avenue and Brundage are part of the Acme management report file. Below the property grid is the buildings grid. This grid lists all of the buildings associated with the current property that's selected above it. In this example, Moore Park Avenue has 1 building that's on Richmond Avenue. Brundage Lane, on the other hand, has 10 buildings. Building A, B, C, D, etc. Below the building grid is the units grid. This grid contains all of the units for the building that's selected above it. In this case, Brundage Lane has been selected in the property grid. It has 10 buildings. The first building, or Building A, has been selected, and Building A has 8 units. Building B, on the other hand, has 6 units. When you need to navigate to a particular unit, which is where you'll be doing most of your work in as far as entering information about tenant income certifications or TIC forms, what you'll need to do is first navigate to the property. In this case, we'll navigate back to Brundage Lane, navigate to the building in question, and then navigate down to the unit that you want to work with. And in this case, we've selected Unit 69. Along the right side of the screen are control buttons that allow you to add, edit, or delete whatever's currently selected in the grid next to it. In this example, Brundage Lane, we can edit by selecting the Edit button or delete by selecting the Delete button. If we want to change information or add information to the property, select it in the grid, select the Edit button, and it'll take you to the property information screen. This is where you can change or modify information about the property. There will be detailed property information provided in a separate tutorial. The same holds true for the buildings grid. In this particular case, Building D is selected, and if you want to make a change to the building or add information, simply click the Edit button, and then you've got the building information form that's loaded where you can make those changes or additions. Again, detailed information about the building information form is provided in a separate tutorial. And the same applies for the units. In this case, we'll look at Unit 69 again, selecting the Edit button, and we can change or add information regarding the unit. You will notice that next to the unit screen is a 4th button, and this is the ticks button, and this is what you'll use to go to the ticks form, where you'll enter information about a tick, make changes, whatever you need to do, but this is where you'll manage your ticks. In this example, Unit 69 is selected, so we'll go ahead and look at the ticks for Unit 69. There's a single tick at this point for Richard Griffin, and below the basic information about the tick, you see all the different parts of the tick form are represented here. This is household composition, Part 2. Part 5 and Part 6, income eligibility and rent. Part 7, student information as well as program type. One thing that you'll want to keep in mind, though, is that HUD is not requiring all of the information on a tick form be sent to them. Consequently, information that HUD is not requesting will not be presented on a tick form. That being said, the software does resemble your tick form very closely. We use the same parts of the tick form, for example, Part 1, development information, household composition, etc. And so you should be able to easily follow the tick form as far as where the information would go in the, from your paper tick form into the software here. Again, there will be detailed information about working with ticks in a separate video. Across the top of the form is the menu bar. The File menu provides the ability to work with files, either creating a new file or importing XML data into an existing or new file. This is where you'll come when you're ready to transfer the completed report file to Spectrum and view the logs of any transfers. And you can also access the online TCAC property database that's installed with your software that lists all of the property that TCACs has on file right now in the state of California. The Reports menu will take you to the View Reports box, where you can make selections here regarding the types of reports that you want and whether or not you want to print the report for a selected property or all of the properties. Again, detailed information about reports is provided in the separate video. The Help menu provides access to all the different aids that we've included in the software to make using the software as easy and as efficient as possible. The Complete User Guide will open up a PDF file that you can view on the screen or print that has a number of different chapters covering every aspect of the software. Training Materials is a breakdown of that, and it actually breaks the user guide into the different chapters, and you can view either a video presentation of that or actually look at the printed material that's available on your computer that you can bring up and view, and if you like, you can print that out and have a desktop copy. Also available in the Help menu is the registration form, where you can go and register the software if you haven't done that yet. While updates are done automatically, if you have any question, you can check for Spectrum updates. These are updates to the software. This will take you to a form that checks the set website and gives you any information about that. We're always looking for comments about the software, what you liked, what you didn't like, and you're able to send a comment to us. They're all anonymous, so we don't know who they come from, but we do appreciate any feedback and information that we can get. And a couple of important ones here. This is where you would contact Spectrum support. Excuse me. And there's more detailed information again in tutorials there, but this provides website addresses, email addresses. This is a support website that we'll use if we need to actually get on your computer and that type of thing, as well as all the phone numbers. We have a direct line to the help desk as well. And you can also contact get the same type of information regarding TCAC. And again, this is available in a separate video as well. There's a couple of other aspects I wanted to talk to about the home page that you may have noticed. And one is the blue boxes on the grids with the X's in them. Anywhere in the software that you see a blue box, you won't necessarily always see an X, but you will see a blue box. That indicates a particular piece of information that HUD has requested that hasn't been completed. On the home page, an X in the HUD column in any of the grids indicates that that particular, in this case Unit 64, is missing HUD information. If we take a look at that, we'll see a blue bar across the tops of the different sections of the tick, and this one indicates that there's information missing in Part 5, and you can see there's an empty blue box there. Detailed information about using the different guides to locate the HUD missing data is provided in a separate tutorial. Again, this is just a brief overview of that. The other thing that I wanted to bring your attention to are the video, and this is actually a PDF icon, but you'll see these in pretty much all of the forms, and they'll take you to a help, what they call a context-sensitive help about that. For example, if you're in the building information form and you click on the video button, it'll take you to the Spectrum website and bring up a video specifically about building information. The same with the PDF online, or printed documentation, the user guide documentation. This will take you to that chapter specifically about building information. And you'll see these throughout the software, so anytime there's a video or a PDF icon, you'll be able to access help directly from that form. And that completes the brief overview of the Spectrum homepage.